Hey guys, how's it going? It's Justin here from Simplified Investing. I wanted to put together this video on a fact that a lot of people know when starting out trading on why 90% of traders do fail, and ultimately things that I have to help you overcome that, and ultimately 8 things that are reasons why I think that this is happening to traders. Before I get into this, if you could like and subscribe to our channel, it would be greatly appreciated. We are doing a big giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. We also will be going live every Sunday with the team once we do reach that mark to better help them and ultimately help them find more plays as well and teach them directly. So, starting off, I will go through 8 reasons why I think that 90% of traders fail. And the first one, and ultimately the biggest one, is going to be they stop after a bad loss or a bad week. I've seen this happen to so many people, and so many people do this. Say you make one bad trade or you have one bad week, people simply will give up trading simply because they had one bad trade or one bad week. And ultimately that's why 90% of people do fail, is because they don't end up sticking with it after one bad week or one bad loss. This week is a prime example of a tough week when you are trading. As we mentioned with the team, there is a lot of chop in the market here and super high premiums across the board due to so many large cap earnings reports. So ultimately what happens with that is you're going to have chop on each side with high premiums, which require a bigger move for the option premium to move. And ultimately these side to side movements are going to end up eating that premium, or you won't see a large enough move to get your target, for example. So like today we tried playing QQQ calls off this bottom base confirmation support here. However, we did move in the correct direction that we were predicting and that we were seeing on the technical side, and as well as the buy volume coming in, and we pushed up here, and ultimately this move right here only pushed up like 4 or 5%, I believe, and tried getting filled at 184 here and ultimately didn't. So again, don't give up after one bad loss or bad week. I've seen way too many people do this after having one bad trade or one bad week. It's all going to be a work in process. The best thing that you can do from a loss is to learn from it. The next one that is going to be really big is not having proper account management. I've seen this too many times from people trading. They'll go all in on their position or all in on their account size on one position, and if that position doesn't work in your favor, your account is already going to be broke. You're going to blow up your account by playing one play with your entire account size. So what I recommend doing is not playing more than 5 to 10% at most of your account size into one position. What this does is if you do have one bad play, it's not going to blow up your portfolio completely, and still gives you an opportunity to learn from your loss as well as applying that to future trades. And using proper account management is going to be the best way to help preserve your capital and not blow up your account. The third thing is that people who think that this is going to be a get-rich-quick scheme are going to realize very quickly that it is not. Trading is not going to be something that you're going to become a millionaire overnight simply from trading or just learning right away. It's something that is going to take time to learn. Like I mentioned to our members, it's all a work in process. You're not just going to come in your first week and say make 80 grand or whatever it might be. It's all something that you learn as time goes on, and you learn how to deal with emotions. You learn how to trade with a plan. You find a plan and strategy that works with you, but understanding that it is not a get-rich-quick scheme is going to be very important. I believe, especially a lot of times in the options community, people think that options are going to get them rich quick fast, and I'm going to be the first one to tell you that they're not. They are going to be the best tool on the market to help you get rich. However, that is not going to be quick overnight thing. It's something that will take months and ultimately years to kind of get used to and formulate your strategy and grow your account. The next one, number 4, is going to be chase plays and don't let plays come to you. Basically what this means is a lot of people are actively searching for trades and trying to find a play to make when you should just wait for trades to come to you. You see what I do here? I set these alerts at this 156.38 level, 160.81 level. On Zoom, for example, I'm letting this play come to me. I'm not actively just staring at this waiting. Once my alert goes off, for example, like this one right here, we get a confirmation of a breakthrough right here of this 156.38 support. Could have played this, and then you get this reversal candle on this 160.81 resistance. I could have played this here simply by just following those alerts. I don't have to actively stare and watch at this. When that alert goes off, I can come here, check level 2, news, momentum, and also see how this candlestick is forming, this reversal candlestick on the 5-minute here in conjunction with this 160.91 resistance. And you don't have to actively chase these plays. Simply let them come to you, like I just mentioned. Like, wait for this alert to go off, watch this. If it doesn't pan out, you always have another play to make. Or sometimes even like a day like today, the best play is no play. You're getting this side-to-side movement here with high premiums, which is ultimately hurting options and making it difficult to play on both sides. The fifth one, and another big reason why, is people don't take the proper time to study. People come into this thinking that they only need to know, like, say, a very basic knowledge of them, and ultimately you can just know very basic knowledge and still do well. However, if you're wanting long-term consistency and success, you are going to have to put in the time and study. It's not something that you're just going to learn right away. Like a lawyer takes 8 years to become a lawyer. It takes 8 to 12 years to become a doctor, and then people think trading, you can just start next week by becoming very successful, and that's just simply not the case. You can become successful in a few months if you really do and are willing to put in the work, but it's always very, very important to study your plays, study your setup, understand things and why they move, find some technicals and level 2 things that help you find your plays, and trying your strategy, whether this be with real money playing small, or you could even paper trade with your strategy to see if it works for you and if you would like to implement this into your strategy. The sixth one, and it kind of ties into the fifth one, is people overcomplicate things. Obviously, with YouTube and Google and everything, there are so many tools out there. People telling you, oh, use this study, this study, this study. And then you get another person saying, oh, put this study on, it will greatly help you. There's so many studies out there. You don't have to overcomplicate things. You guys can see I'm not one here. Do I have 3 studies down here in support and resistance and watch volume? Yeah, I've seen people with like coming in with like 7 or 8 studies because one person on YouTube said it's right. Ultimately, it's going to be whatever works best for you. I've found my strategy and what works best for me, which is what we teach in the course. And it's not about overcomplicating things. It's simply about watching your setup, your strategy. Say, for example, you could do like a support and resistance strategy with a level 2 confirmation and watching a reversal candlestick pattern here on volume and strength. That could be one strategy, for example. You don't have to sit here and have, like, I've seen people with like Ichimoku clouds and like 15 other studies on their screen, and ultimately just drowns out everything that you could see just by playing it and keeping it simple and seeing these setups. You have to focus on so many different indicators, and sometimes one will contradict the other and things like that. So keep it simple. That's going to help you become more successful rather than just putting in like, say, like 30 studies or 10, 15 studies because someone on YouTube said that they were good. Don't get me wrong, they can be good and useful in their own ways, but you don't have to have 10 to 15 studies. You can simply have 2 to 3, 4, whatever it might be. As you can see, I don't have that many, and just use these price levels and price action, news, momentum, things like this to find your plays rather than relying on 10 different indicators that you have to use, which, like I mentioned, often give you contradicting signals. The next one is another big one. It's going to be not having a plan. So this is going to be, it might actually be the biggest reason why traders fail, and I've seen it so many times. People don't have a plan when they are trading. They just go in blindly and like be like, oh, I hope that, say, this position goes up 20 to 30% without even charting the underlying and understanding the move, and they could go in and be like, oh, I'm just going to hold this position till the end of the day, rather than being like, oh, I'm seeing Zoom hold this 156.38 bottom here, going to hold these calls here and watch price action around this 160.77 level, or even at this 159.35 top here. And that could be an example of a plan. Or say you could have, I want to have a 20% maximum risk in this position, and we'll set my stop loss at 20%. This is going to greatly help you find more consistency and help grow your account by formulating a plan to execute, and it will also help you lead to not taking as many bad positions or impulse trades if you do stick to your plan. One thing that I recommend is not making more than 3 to 5 plays a day. What happens if you make like 4 plays a day, for example, and a couple of them are bad? You're just going to keep actively searching for more and more plays when you really should just stop for the day and not let your emotions take over from trading. As you know, once the emotional aspect gets into trading, it is very, very difficult to overcome that and have a profitable position. So again, guys, formulate a plan that works for you. Everyone's plan is going to be different. We do teach this on our course, so if you are willing to learn or want to learn more, check out our team. And the last one, and one that I see a lot, is going to be overnight positions. This is going to be very, very hard to find long-term consistency week after week. Swing trading is something, don't get me wrong, that you can become profitable off of, but it's going to be something that's going to be very, very hard. I've seen a lot of people swing overnight with 100% of their account size, which is going to be extremely difficult. What happens with swing trading is you do get those big overnight moves. However, if you're swing trading with your whole position and one day it doesn't go with you, your position size could be down, say, 90 to 100% overnight. And when you swing trade, it is really hard to formulate a plan to exit option prices, for example, if you don't know any news that will come out or how the market's going to open up tomorrow. So one thing I do recommend is trying to find a strategy for day trading, and you can still swing trade, and people, don't get me wrong for that, you can still swing trade, but you should ultimately try to find some consistent intraday plays, and then you can swing trade playing, say, like 5 to 10% of your position and formulating a plan with that. However, I have found the most success in day trading, scalping day trading, whereas swing trading is going to be more difficult to find that consistency, as ultimately no one knows how the market is going to move or react to maybe news overnight, or how it's going to gap up or down in the morning. So with that being said, if you guys could check out our team at simplifiedinvesting.site, we'd love to have you guys on board. Also, if you could like and subscribe to our channel, it would be greatly appreciated. Hope you guys all have an amazing day, and as always, if you need anything, please feel free to shoot us a message. Thank you.